Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. And I want to say Shalom to Yakim Nakwat out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. This one's it's titled, Politicians Are Talking About World War III. All right, this is almost like a reverse follow-up to yesterday's lesson. All right, titled, go over there and show you. How worried are we about nuclear annihilation? Of course, that one is about a Reddit post that I happened to read. It basically no relation as far as topic-wise, well, not topic, but article-wise. All right, that's something from Reddit. This is something I just saw come up today. It was posted yesterday, November 20th, 2023. I was checking Google News, and this is what came up. And I said, man, I just made a lesson kind of already dealing with this, but Spirit's kind of on me to touch on this still. So this is almost, I kind of did them backwards, but hey, that's how this, the Spirit works in, different ways. Because, yesterday I was really talking about, when the devastation comes, all right, that, when it physically, the bombs blowing off, the nuclear devastation. Well, this one's more so talking about, the war coming, all right, the wars and rumors of wars as pertaining to Matthew 24 and 1 through 14. As I mentioned yesterday, I recommended, for homework that you just go ahead and read Matthew 24, but we'll be reading a good chunk of it today. And if you missed yesterday's lesson, it'd almost probably be beneficial to watch this lesson first and then go back and watch that. So in reverse order. All right. So in reverse order, it would probably, but hey, it's all through the Spirit. All right. It's still edification. They're still up. They still make sense regardless. They're still dealing with scripture. All right. But this is kind of almost like how when they make prequels, like they make a movie and then they make a prequel. The movie already came out, but then you're adding something to it that happened before that, movie came, like the prequel of it, right? So this is almost like a prequel to that. So we're going back. So this is what happens before that nuclear annihilation. This is the events leading up to it, all right? World War I, World War II, World War III, these wars coming, right? World War III hitting, boom, then what happens? All right, then what happens? And then after this takes place, boom, we got, that those nukes dropping, all right, nuclear devastation, annihilation, all right, buildings being wiped out, people being, ripped to pieces by sheer force of nuclear mushroom blasts, all right, or not nuclear mushroom blasts, but nuclear blasts, all right. So watch them in reverse order, watch them the same way that they were as if you watched it yesterday. However you want to do it, it's still edification. It's still all through the Spirit. It's all through Scripture. So Lord willing, it'll still be edifying. So politicians are talking about World War III. Again, it's all about this, of course, and we've had advancements, all right, in World War, the talk of World War III, all right, we before, it was Russia and Ukraine, but now we got, Israel and Palestine, hand in hand, going in on each other. So this is it has all of the works for a major world war, okay? You have a lot of different superpowers right now, as they would call world superpowers that are in conflicts, all right, disagreements and battles with each other. You got, the Palestinians against the Israelis. You got the Ukrainians against the Russians. All right, you got, talks of shit with, Xi Jinping or whatever his fucking name is. All right, Winnie the Pooh. All right, and him. All right, making arrangements, and he's siding with Putin, and they already got, North Korea's fucking around with Japan. You got all this shit going down. China's been fucking with Taiwan, all right, for forever. So it's any of these little things, and all these little, inter-country conflicts that they have could blow up. They could join sides. Oh, I'm siding with Israel. I'm siding with Russia. I'm siding with China. I'm siding with this guy or this guy, and then they side up. They team up. This, that, and this other, right? And the United States are so, these Americans are so proud. They're such a proud people. They really think that they can handle anything that's thrown at them. All right, we have allies. Well, you don't realize that you're going to lose your allies, man. All right, you're going to lose your allies. It's just, you can't have situations like this and not have your allies bounce out on you. All right, and it's also prophesied within the Bible. All right, that the Allies are going to be gone. What was I can't remember the necessary shall turn against the whore. It's I don't know if it's worded like that. It's something like So yeah, you have Revelation. Yeah, so we got a picture here. Pull this up. All right, of course, this image is used by GMS commonly. All right, because that's who I learned from. So Revelation 17 and 16 reads, "And the 10 horns." So you got 10 horns. What is the 10 horns? Stop. So the 10 horns. What are the 10 horns? All right, the 10 horns. They're right here, I believe. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, that's not them. The 10 horns. Where are they at? Right here. All right, the 10 horns. These are the 7 governments, kingdoms ruled by Esau. My bad. 10 horns are right here. I haven't used this chart in a minute. It says the 10 horns represent the common market for the European Economic Community, the EEC, established in 1958. Today, the EEC is known as the EU. So the EU, all right, NATO and the EU, right? NATO/EU. Well, this is the EU. That those 10 horns. All right, the European Union. Let me go back here. I don't know what happened. So who do we have here? Boom, 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 boom. Belgium, Denmark, France, Italy, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Greece, Ireland, England, and West Germany. Now you have Germany, England, and quite a few of these other guys, right? All of them, right? That are hand in hand. NATO, EU, they're buddy. All right, and you got who's on top, and you got the 7 governments ruled by Esau. Of course, was that beast with 7 heads. All right, dealing with Germania Major, so that's the Germans. All right, the Romans, the French, Germania Minor. All right, which Germania Major, Germania Minor, the whole would be the Germans, the British, and the Greeks. All right, and then who do you have sitting up on top? America, the Great Whore. Right. So what's going to happen here after we've got that picture? All right, Revelation 17 and 16. It says, "And the 10 horns, all right, the EU, which thou sawest upon the beast," all right, in that beast system, right? "These shall hate the whore." So these people, Germans, the Romans, the Greeks, so on and so forth, they're gonna hate the whore. All right, America. Why are they gonna hate the whore? It says, "And shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her with flesh, and burn her with fire." Now, there's another scripture I can't necessarily remember where it is. I'm not super well versed on this subject, so I don't want to touch on anything that I'm not especially. It's not my strong suit. All right, this is where I need to be studying up on more, because I'm a little I need refreshing on it. All right, but they will turn against the whore. All right, for basically because you got to realize it. I can't remember exactly where the scripture is. But basically, what it references is, they're tired of the whore getting all of the credit. All right, and here you got. It's like, you got this big brother, and he's got, 5 different little brothers, and the big brother gets everything, and the little brothers don't get shit, and they're pissed. And one day they all team up, and they want to beat the shit out of the big brothers. Say, "Fuck you, man. We're done with you. We're beating the shit out of you, and we want what you have." And that's what's gonna happen. So these Americans are so proud, and we have all these. That really all of your pride lies in allies, man. When you try to tell them that the United States military isn't so strong as they think it is, where do they go to? We're all our allies. That means you're weak. If you have to rely on allies, that means you're weak. If I say, yeah, I can take Mike Tyson, but I have to have 10 other guys to help me beat his ass, I'm not so strong now, am I? All right, that would mean I'm weak. There's that term, strength in numbers. All right, strength in numbers. Well, guess what? You're not so strong. And these people, and then eventually, they're going to try to turn against, the land. They're going to try to turn against Yahushai. Yahushai is actually strong. He will beat your ass by him, singularly. He can take you by himself. He's going to have the help of the angels, of course, and whatnot, but he could take you single-handedly. All right, you have no control. All right, but he's going to lay complete devastation and desolation to you. Complete annihilation, as we talked about yesterday. Okay? So these Americans that really have that pride, where they've been lied to by these American politicians. We're so strong. Look, we have water on all of our borders, so they'd have to come over here and do this and do that, and it's just, and they think that they're invincible. Americans have been tricked into thinking that they're invincible and that they can win any war because this or that. But once those allies are taken away from you, all right, you're not. Well, first of all, even with the allies, you're already weak. All right, you're already weak. I just read an article about how they're basically trying to get the people back that were, dismissed from military services because they didn't want to take the thing. And you know what it is, all right? And I'm not saying what to do or what not to do with it. I'm literally just stating a fact. They're asking the people that went and, they were dismissed because they didn't want to take the thing. They're asking them if they want to come back now. Why is that? Because they're weak and they need fucking people bad. They need people bad. If you look at the military, what do you see? You see a bunch of, you see mows, man. All right? If you look up, look at this. If you just look up, this is a sign of a weak nation, man. All right. Well, this is not necessarily America here, but where are we at? We have there's photos, and of course they're trying to hide them. But the U.S. Let's see. This is the state of America. This is not what a strong country looks like. Okay? This is not what a strong country looks like. It's not. Okay? This does not look like a strong man. All right? This is a weakened nation. Look at this. U.S. Army. Does this person look like a hard pressed, trained killer? No. Look at it. I'm gonna show it. It's disgusting. But does this look like does this look like a strong country to you? And Slovakia for showing it, but I got to, man. Does this look like a strong this looks like a nation that's easily taken. Easily taken, man. So you got to realize the USA is the laughing stock. You got to realize Cold War era on back. We are Americans and proud, and we will fight diligently with and fucking all this marching and shit. And then people were so strong and patriotic. There's no patriotism anymore. The military's filled with these people, and it's been drowned out and watered down and weakened, and the military spending is over budget because they're dumping all this money on Ukraine, and they're probably dumping a lot of more money towards Israel as well, and so that leaves the U.S. in a weak state. Okay, so there's not, and I need to get some scriptures because right now I'm just rambling about it's just fact. Okay, it's just fact. This is you can try to deny scriptures all you want because you're unreligious and you're unbelieving, but you can't deny fact. These are things that I'm talking about now. You can look up. All right, you can try to deny the Bible all you want. It doesn't make it. You can say it's not true. It's still true, but you can't deny articles and the military budget being way overspent and it being a weak nation. So. And it's prophesied that this is to come, World War III. Why are so many politicians talking about World War III? We're not going to even read the article. There's no reason to. You can go and read it. But why fuck the politicians. Why is World War III being talked about? Because people can feel it in their bones, man. All right, when it rains and if you're getting older or you fucked yourself up a lot when you were younger doing dumb shit, you can feel the rain in your bone. You get that achiness in your bones. These people can feel World War III coming in their bones. It's right around the corner, man. It's right around the corner. All right, so let's get Matthew chapter 24, and we're gonna start with 1 and go down to 14. All right, because Yahushua told his apostles, his disciples, he said, "Hey, look, these things are gonna happen, and that's how you know I'm coming back." He didn't say he's gonna come back on the 7th at 7. All right, with 7 people with him. All right, with 7 chariots coming, and he's gonna come out the middle one and right in the middle. No, he didn't say that. He said, "Hey, look, these things are gonna happen, and then you'll know." Matthew chapter 24 and verse 1, it says, "And Yahushua went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple." Look, Yahushua, look at these. Look at the buildings. All right, the buildings of the temple. All right, look at it. All right, and in verse 2 it says, "And Yahushua said unto them, See ye not all these things?" Look around. You see these things? "Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down." All these things are going to be destroyed. Everything's gone. "And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be?" When is this going to happen, Lord? When? How will we know? It says, "And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world?" How are we going to know when you're coming and when the end of the world is, Lord? And he answered, it says, "And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you." Don't let anybody deceive you, all right? Verse 5, "For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, I am the anointed, and shall deceive many." Don't believe them, right? Verse 6, here we go. Here's the ringer. All right, here's the kicker that says, verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. These things are going to happen. The end is not yet. All right, that's just, you got to put these things in perspective. Verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. There's going to be exactly what's happening right now. And there shall be famines, what's happening right now, and pestilences, what's happening right now, and earthquakes, what's happening right now, in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then what? Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. So, some of us are going to be, cast out into those guillotines, heads whacked off, all right, martyred, all right, for the sake of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, all right, which is perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with that. Hey, if that happens, it happens. Great. That's a wonderful way to die. In verse 10, it says, and then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. Mom turning against son, son turning against mom, father turning against daughter, daughter turning against, it just people just being, best friends hating each other, stabbing each other. It's gonna be a terrible situation, man. Jacob's trouble, right? It says, verse 11, and many false prophets shall rise and deceive many, which we have happening currently, right now. There's a lot of people teaching weird, bugged out shit that doesn't make any sense. All right, it just complete, these weird Christians, as well as even, they have the circumcision, right? As it says in the Bible. All right, they have the circumcision, which means Israelites. All right, our own people teaching weird shit. All right, for many different reasons, several scriptures. All right, filthy lucre. All right, what's the other one? What was it? For their own bellies. What is it? It's let's see. Their own belly, yeah. So Romans 16 and 18. For they that are such serve not. Well, if you go back to Romans 16 and 17, it says, now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them. You say you can't sleep with a married woman, and then these guys are saying you could sleep with married women. That's contrary to what the Bible's saying. You can't sleep with a married woman. So you mark them and that they're causing a division. Mark them and avoid them. Stay the hell away from them. Something's wrong with them. Why? What are they doing? For they that are such serve not our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, but their own belly, and by good words and fair speeches deceive the hearts of the simple. And there will be people that are deceived, all right, because they talk good. They wear nice jewelry. I like the colors they wear. Those are some handsome men. Look at No, you're going to be deceived, all right? You're going to be deceived. And it says to not do that, all right? It says, and many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many, verse 11. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And we're seeing some of these things currently. Most of these things, really. All right, we've yet to be, cast into the guillotines and put to the guillotines yet. All right, it's not too much. There is, one guy in Israel that was calling himself, well, I don't know if he was calling himself, but people were calling him the Messiah. All right, and all that stuff. But that, there will be more false Christs, false Hamashiachs, false anointeds to rise. Right. There will be more, but that's just one occurrence that's out there currently. And of course, the guillotines haven't rolled out entirely, but these things are happening, and if they have not necessarily happened in full effect yet, they will happen soon. All right, in verse 12 it says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And that is true. You people gunned down in the street over petty arguments, man. You ain't give me my mustard, motherfucker. Gat. Done. All right, ridiculous. All right, I'll keep that thing on me. I got that blicky. All right, that glizzy. All right, it's ridiculous, man. All right, these people are completely fucking crazy. All right, completely fucking crazy. In verse 13 it says, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And in verse 14, and this is where we're going to leave off, for at least Matthew 24 for now. It says, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, then shall the end come. So what's happening right now? All right, brothers. All right, teaching on internet, highways and byways. All right, all sorts of different platforms, not only YouTube but everywhere. All right, primarily YouTube. All right, primarily YouTube. The street. All right, it's in a witness in all nations. All right, not only do you have men teaching on the streets in multiple different places, the internet, that's everywhere. The internet goes everywhere, man. So that's and not, it's not that all nations are going to understand it and receive it, but it will be, they will witness it. All right, they will see it. All right, Edomites will pass by videos or pass by camps. All right, Ishmaelites will pass by camps or pass by videos. All right, and so on and so forth. The other nations. All right, it will be a witness. They will see it. They will look at it. All right, they won't be able to understand it, but it'll be there. All right. So continuing on, and I accidentally closed out. Let me open that up. So continuing on, and that's what we're supposed to be doing right now is being occupied on prophecies, because Matthew 24 is talking about prophecies. Now, what is a prophecy? To understand to begin to understand what a prophecy is, you have to get the definition.
Prophecy.
It's a prediction. It's not a prediction. A prediction is, you think something might come. All right, a prediction, well, a thing predicted. Well, no shit, Sherlock. What does predicted mean?
Predicted.
Stated or estimated as likely to happen in the future. And it's not really a prediction because it's something assured. It's an assurance. All right, it's not something that's likely to happen. It's something that is going to happen. Likely leaves room for doubt. Oh, it's likely that we'll go. It's likely that we'll go to McDonald's. If you're likely that you'll go to McDonald's, there's a chance that you might not go. But if yes, we're 100% yes, set in stone going to McDonald's, then 100% yes, you're going set in stone to McDonald's. And that's how I'm just using an example. Don't eat at McDonald's. That shit's garbage and it's poison. And it's all ran by Bill Gates and his fucking wacky scientist crew. And it's not even real meat. Anyway, but that's just, we could just ramble about that. But the fact of the matter is, I'm using this as an example so you can understand that these prophecies, they're not something that's likely to happen. They're something that is for sure going to happen. Likely. If you look up likely, let's look it up. Likely.
Likely.
Such as, well, might happen or be true. Probable. It might happen. It might happen. Okay? No, it's probably. What is probably? Almost certainly, as far as anyone knows or can tell. Probably. Maybe. No, it's certain. It is certain. It is for certain. Certain. What is certain?
Certain.
Known for sure, established beyond doubt, unquestionable, not in question. It is 100%, all right? It is certain, 100% without a doubt, these prophecies will be fulfilled, okay? So it's not necessarily something that's a prediction. It would be, right, the practice of prophesying, foretelling the future. It would be. It would be saying, hey, this is going to happen in the future for sure. For sure. Not it's likely, oh maybe, no, for sure, for certain, these things are going to happen. Be prepared, right? So in this, it's our job, to understand these prophecies, all right, and to wait for them to be fulfilled and to be watching for them, right? Ecclesiasticus 39:1-4, verse 1 says, "But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecies." Be occupied in prophecies. So you're looking, hey, what is this? They got this little scanner for your hand now. That's interesting. Be not ignorant of of anything great nor small, right? Roughly paraphrasing. What is that going to be? That's from the Bible. So what is this going to be? This hand scanner? Well, you just scan your phone on it. Well, that's interesting. Oh, that's weird. Oh, well, no, it's not your phone anymore. Now it's just scanning your veins. Oh, that's interesting. We went from phones to veins. What's the next step? It's staying here. No, it doesn't seem so. It doesn't seem so. Okay, and it's gonna be a mark. It's gonna be the mark of the beast, man. You're gonna have a microchip in your wrist. All right, and if you follow along this beast system, all right, this draconian rule, all right, this beast system set up by these Edomites, man. They've been the New World Order. They really want to get it to its full effect, and they've been trying to establish it for fucking ever, man. Forever. Most notably since, the Renaissance. They've been trying anything to do it. Now they've had, further advancements with it, but they've really been trying to get it going since the Renaissance. All right, and it wasn't necessarily, the Illuminati and the NWO wasn't really a full concept at that time, but they wanted things to be, the way that they wanted and changed, and the New World Order was a concept that came in time, okay? But their ideologies and their beliefs and them ruling the world and wanting control of everything, that's been in Esau's heart for a very, very, very long time. That's just who they are. They just want, man. They just want. That's their thing. They just want everything. They want to control everything. They want to be God is really what it gets down to. They just want to be the Most High. They want to, be able to say, you can do this, you can't do this, you can eat, you can't eat, You live, you die. They want control over every aspect and everything, man. Your internet life, your physical life, you eating, you waking up. It's everything, man. It's completely ridiculous. But anyway, Ecclesiasticus 39:2 says, he will keep the sayings of, well, let's just read one so we can have it all the way in order. It says in verse 1, but he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecies. What does it mean to be occupied? Let's see. Occupied. It says to be busy and active with looking at prophecies, right? Verse 2, he will keep the sayings of the renowned men, and where subtle parables are, he will be there also. He will seek out the secrets of grave sentences and be conversant in dark parables. He shall serve among great men and appear before princes. He will travel through strange countries, for he hath tried the good and evil among men. So that's the job, is to be occupied in these prophecies. What's happening? What's going to happen? What's looking to be likely? Does this mean something? Does that mean something? Right? And one of those prophecies is ding, 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 World War III. All right, and how do we know this? Because it's prophesied within the Bible. All right, it is prophesied, and if you have, that understanding dealing with you, because Yahweh Shem Yahushua has blessed you with it, all right, and you've been taught by other men, of course, right? Through Yahweh Shem Yahushua, through the Spirit, you'll understand. It's plain and simple to those that have understanding, but it's not for those that don't. All right, the only way you can get this understanding is if you have this understanding, and it's been given to you as a gift by Yahweh Shem Yahushua himself. So that's the only way that it works. All right, you can't force this understanding. You can't bring it out of a Unger's Bible dictionary. You can't bring it out of Blue Letter Bible. You can't translate into other languages and get it. You have to have the Spirit working with you. All right, and some people just don't. All right, but those that do have the Spirit dealing with them, they understand World War III is a biblical concept. All right, the war is spoken of, and it's plain, man. It's very, very, very plain. This is Revelation 8:13. It says, and I beheld and heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, woe, woe, woe. That's 3 times, 3 woes. To the inhabitants of the earth, by reason of the other voices of the trumpet of the 3 angels, which are yet to sound. They have yet to sound, right? So woe, woe, woe. What is woe? Let's go and look up woe. What does it mean? Woe is what?
Woe.
Great sorrow or distress, misery, distress, sadness. All right, a trouble, right? In this case, these 3 woes are referring to World War I, World War II, and World War III. Of course, World War I has happened, World War II has happened, World War III has yet to happen, but it's right around the corner. It's coming around the bend, CCR, right? It's coming around the bend. So, and you can't deny it, you can't avoid it, you can't cower and hide in a bunker to avoid it. It's still gonna happen. Nothing you can do is gonna stop it. It's going to happen regardless of if you believe, if you don't believe, if you're in a bunker, if you're not in a bunker, if you hide in the sea, if you're not hiding in the sea, try to get in a rocket ship and go and float around in the atmosphere. It's still gonna happen. There's nothing you can do to stop it, and there's nothing you can do to escape it. All right, Esau. All right, there's nothing you can do. Most High's still gonna get you. You might just preserve yourself for a little bit. He's like, he's gonna grab you down, and then guess what? Then you're gonna be put right directly into slavery. All right, you're gonna be the first captives. Congratulations, you're the first. You always wanted to be first, Esau. Well, guess what? Now you can be first. The first captives, the first slaves in the kingdom. All right, the first ones to clean up the bodies. All right, there you go. You did it, E. You made it to first. It ain't gonna be the first that you wanted, though. So, let's get Revelation 19:2. It says, so it mentions, let's give it one more time, Revelation 18:13. And I beheld and heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, woe, woe, woe. Each with commas in between, right? To the inhabitants of the earth, by reason of the other voices of the trumpet of the 3 angels which are yet to sound. So, now we can move on and go over to Revelation 9 and 12. Now, I've done this before, all right? I've mentioned this before, okay? Now, Revelation 19 and 12, really Revelation 9, all right, the first chunk here up until, 12, talking about World War I. And we can jump around here. Revelation 9 and we can grab and grab 9 and 10. All right, because that's you know, pretty descriptive. 9 and 10. All right, and there's really a lot. But we'll just get 9 and 10 for now, okay? So Revelation 9 and 9, all right, says, and they had breastplates, as were the breastplate. Well, actually, you know what? Let's go up to 7. It says, this is Revelation 9 and 7. It says, and the shapes of locusts were like unto horses prepared unto battle, and on their heads were as it were crowns like gold, and their faces were as the faces of men. And they had hair as the hair of women, and their teeth were as the teeth of lions. And they had breastplates, as it were breastplates of iron. And the sounds of their wings was as the sound of chariots of many horses running to battle. And they had tails like unto scorpions, and there were stings in their tails, and their power was to hurt men 5 months. So this is speaking of these World War I era planes. Okay, they had breastplates of iron, right? These World War I planes. If you look up World War I plane, okay, that's what they look like. All right, and what did they have in the back of them? A tail gunner. All right, a tail gunner. So going back up, breastplates of iron. Right, and going back, where were we? It says breastplates of iron. It says, and the sounds of their wings was the sounds of chariots of many horses running to battle. You know, that fucking airplane sound. All right, and we've done that. You can go look up the horses galloping. You got to realize this was a vision, so you got to think about, you know, the how would you describe it? All right, if planes were not there, you know, and you hear the sound of many horses galloping, cluck, 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 cluck. All right, and you speed that up, and that's what it sounds like, these airplanes flying through, right? And they have breastplates of iron, and what? It says, and they had tails like unto scorpions, and their stings were in their tails, and their power was to hurt men 5 months. Their stings were in their tails. If you can understand it, get it. If you can't, hey, you can't. This has been explained by the apostles before. And matter of fact, they do a better job of explaining it than me. But that's the you know, that's about as good as my extent to explain that. All right. If you want more on it, there's lessons talking about, you know, the wars. All right, the three woes. All right, dealing, you know, the apostles, and the apostles are very learned, educated men of the Lord. So who else but them? All right, to get it from. If you want the full extent. All right, but that's the gist of it. Okay, so that's World War I. Now, if you go back down, and we'll read from 11 down to 12, it says, and they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, or Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue hath his name Apollyon. It says in verse 12, and this is really the point, but I had to get the other stuff to explain that this was dealing with World War I. Okay, so verse 12, this is the point that we had, you know, highlighted to get. It says, one woe is past, and behold, there come 2 woes more hereafter. So that had happened, all right, the tail gunners and all that, World War I. So World War I's done. It's done and over with, right? One woe is past, and behold, there come 2 woes more hereafter. So there you go. World War I's done. Now you had World War II to get through from there. Well, let's get Revelation 11 and 14, which is dealing with, it says, Revelation 11 and 14, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. So through Bible scripture, we have gotten that the first woe has happened. The second woe has happened. All right? So the third woe has not happened yet, though. The first and second have. World War I has happened. World War II has happened. World War III is on the horizon. It's on the way, right? And so the third woe cometh quickly. And you can read down here what happens. And we got some of these yesterday, right? What happens after what happens when the third woe comes? In verse 15, and the seventh angel sounded, and there were great voices in heaven saying, the kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord and of his anointed, and he shall reign forever and ever. And if you read back up to 13, actually, Revelation 11:13, it says, and in the same hour there were a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell. We read that yesterday, that 10th FEMA zone, meaning all of America was destroyed. And in the earthquake were slain men 7,000, a complete number of men. Everybody that needed to die died. And the remnant, the elect, were affrighted and gave glory to the power of heaven. So there you go. and then that's how it goes. It's lucky we read it kind of out of order, but the edification is still there, Lord willing. So, and then after that, what? Revelation 11:14, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And then after that, what? In verse 15, and the seventh angel sounded, and there were great voices in heaven, saying, the kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord and of his anointed, and he shall reign forever and ever. So that's what happens after World War III, right? That's what happens. And if you want more about what would the time leading up before that, how that come to be, well, we got the verse about the earthquake, right? That great earthquake. All right, but there's more dealing with that with yesterday's lesson titled Response, How Worried Are We About Nuclear Annihilation? So, we're not really worried about it too much at all because we're hoping to be a part of the elect, as I mentioned in that lesson. And Lord willing, we are, because the elect, what's going to happen to them? Isaiah 26:20 says, come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself as it were, Slakia. Hide thyself as it were for a little moment until the indignation be overpassed. Indignation of who? The Lord. All right, so the Lord's coming with destruction, and it's not going to be pretty, man, for you. All right, it's going to be a very terrifying sight. All right, and where are we entering up? All right, Lord willing, where are we entering up into? A chariot. All right, a chariot. All right, as you would call a UFO. All right. Well, that doesn't make any sense. It's a UFO. What the hell are you talking about? A UFO? A UFO? Yes, a UFO. All right, it's not a UFO because it's identified. UFO is unidentified flying object. In this case, it's an IFO. And what is it identified as? The chariots of the Lord. All right. Revelation 11:12 says, and if in case you don't, if you're not going to believe, you're not going to believe. There's nothing we can do to say that we could read the whole Bible, all right, and you still wouldn't get it. Revelation 11:12, it says, and they heard a great voice from heaven. We want to go up. It says, we can just get this from now. We'll probably read down though. Revelation 11:12, it says, and they heard a great voice from heaven, saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. Right up into a cloud. All right. Then what happened? And in the same hour there was a great earthquake. Right. And the 10th part of the city fell, and in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000. The remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the Most High power of heaven. Okay, so really that should have been up here, but we still got it. It was just separate, so it wasn't in the order I wanted it to be, but we still got it. All right, so there you go. They went up in a cloud. All right, they went up into a cloud. All right, who? The remnant. Who's the remnant? The elect. All right, the elect. Okay, and then from there, what? What from there? All right, and this is where we're going to close out. All right, unless we have any other scriptures that come to mind. Okay, this is Revelation 12:7 through 10. It says, verse 7, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. So, Michael and his angels. So Michael is, the angel of war. All right. The main, of course, I don't want to explain it. The main angel under Yahushai. All right, Michael. Okay, and his angels fought against the dragon. Now, who's the dragon? The dragon is Esau. All right, Esau, the Edomites, the devil. Right. So it says Michael and his angels fought. Well, let's just start over from 7. It says, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels. All right, so Michael, the lead angel, and then his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. So, the dragon, being Esau Edom and his little militaries and all of his little, bullshit ass shit that he thinks is going to do anything to the Lord and his angels. It's not. It says, and prevailed not. Oh, Esau, man, you really think you got something. And prevailed not. You didn't prevail. What does it mean to prevail? Let's look it up.
Prevail.
All right. To prove more powerful than the opposing forces. Michael, all right, Yahushai, Michael, and his angels are gonna fuck you up, E. All right, and it doesn't matter. We got nukes and bombs and this and that. It don't matter. You don't have spiritual power, man. You're gonna be woo. That's gonna be a sight. That's gonna be a sight. All right. Oh man, it says and prevailed not. Esau, you're a fucking joke, Esau. You're really just a joke. You're a joke. You're like a little kid who thinks he's too strong. I'm Superman. I'll kick your ass. And you're just like, no, you're not. My dad will beat you up. No, he won't. No, he won't. Our dad will, though. It says in verse 7, let's start over. It says, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not. Neither was their place found any more in heaven. They were done, man. They were done. It says, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. We're the real Israelites. Look at us. We're the true people of God. Everyone's white. What happened? Which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out in the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. All of his little stupid fucking bitch-ass militaries, right? It says, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his anointed. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. They're done, man. They're gone. Destroyed. Lord's bad like that, man. And good bad. Not bad, but good bad, man. He's gonna mess you. You have the chance. You got Esau with all their little devices and typing, clack, 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 where I'm calculating our probability of victory, sir. And you got Esau. Well, tell us what our wins on this. What is the rate that we win on this war? And they're calculating it, and it's just gonna say 0.00%. There must be a flaw in the system. Run it again. 0.0%. Something's wrong, sir. It looks like we're not gonna win. No, we'll win. And they're gonna try to take their little missiles and bombs, their little nukes, and then try to, like I mentioned before, even if these devils launched a nuke directly at Yahushua, you realize it would do nothing? Zilch, nada. It would be for nothing. It would not do anything. Okay. You're dealing with a power, man. A power. A biblical being that's not like humans. He can't be hurt like you devils. That's all you devils can do. Hurt him, kill him, stab him, torture him, stick this in him, cut him with this. That doesn't work with the Lord. That doesn't work. So you're going to try to use these methods that work on people like us in the flesh because we're not strong. We don't have our new bodies. And you're going to try to use that same shit against the Yahushua. And it's not going to work, man. Even if you realize you're dealing with Yahushua. You realize you could launch a nuke at him and he could just go and turn it right around and send it back to you. These devils, man, they are so proud. They are so proud. They really think they're going to be able to do something to the Lord. Even if it did impact Yahushua, you realize it would just do nothing? It would do nothing at all. And you realize he also has the power to where he could just make it to where it just doesn't even go off. He can make it to where it doesn't even launch. There's so many different things. He can make it to where it blows up in your little device, dropping it. He can make it to where it stops in midair. He could flip it around and turn it back and send it to you. He can even make it to where it just use it to scare you. And it allows it to hit him. And then, it doesn't do anything. Just so you can be afraid. He could do 1,000,001 ways he could play it, man. And he's a master chess player, man. And you can't one up the Lord. You can't do it, Esau. There's no whatever you're thinking. The Lord's already 1,000,000. They say, oh yeah, I'm one step above. I'm one step ahead of you. The Lord isn't even one step ahead of you. He's a billion steps, quadrillion. Numbers that are unfathomable to you. Steps ahead of you, Esau. He already knew everything was gonna happen before it happened. He's not just one step ahead. He's miles and years and eons and light years ahead of you, Esau. Anything that you can think, your guns won't work. Bombs won't work. You try to do this, that, none of it's gonna work. You can gather every single person in the world to try to make war with him, and you will. It's to make war with the Lamb, because you will. Here's another scripture, Revelation 17 and 14. It says, "These." Well, we want to go up. In verse 12, Revelation 17 and 12. We'll start with this. It says, "In the 10 horns," we got earlier, right? "Which thou sawest are 10 kings which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast." Let's go and get the picture. 10 horns. NATO, right? So going back, it says, "In the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind, They shall give their power and strength into the beast. This beast system, all right, these ideologies and doctrines, and really the trying to get to the implementation of the New World Order. It says, these shall make war with the Lamb. What's going to happen? Are they going to win? Are they going to be able to do anything? No. It says, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Lord of Lords. He is, for he is Lord of Lords and King of Kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. Heavy. He is Lord of Lords and King of Kings. He's going to overcome you dumbasses. You can't do anything. All right. And I forgot to show this, but this is by, the brother GMS Awakening 144. A little post that he had up saying Putin set to test new nuke missile over South Pole, raising concerns. There we go. Hey, call all you how Bosh Meow Shy. So why are so many politicians talking about World War III? Because these people are afraid in their bones. They can feel it. They can feel it. All right? They're shaking their boots. And they're going to try to fight with the Lord. It ain't going to work. The Lord's awesome, man. He's going to arise victorious. He's going to... You idiots, man. You know how proud you got to be to think you can fight the Lord? Dumb. That's Esau for you, though. But, hey, these people... Whew, it's going to be bad for them, man. And, hey, this is like I said, it's like a prequel to yesterday's lesson. So this is what happens. And then what's going to happen? How worried about nuclear annihilation? Well, go and watch that lesson. That's going to talk about the absolute desolation that's going to go forth. So with that, we're going to go ahead and close out. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth to rule well. Shalom, you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. The Lord's coming back, man. He's going to arise victorious. He's going to dead this place up. He's going to take all these nations out of power. He's going to wipe Esau out. They're going to into slavery. There ain't no doubt about it. It might happen. It's 100% going to happen. It's prophesied. It's going to happen. The Lord's going to deliver his people. Lord willing, we're of that number of the elect. And we get to watch Esau get his ass whooped. All right, we're hoping for it, man. Lord willing. All right, until next one, Lord willing, shalom.